Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a second video for Altar of Madness. I was looking through the request that he sent, and I read more of it where it wasn't just a reaction to the music video he made and edited on the company 87North Productions, but he wanted my thoughts on have they peaked, John Wick 5, could that ever be a good movie, all that stuff. So I figured, you know what? First off, thank you for your patience. And second off, let's do that as a separate video. We'll have it be two videos. Now, 87North Productions, for those who don't know, is a company that one of the guys who did the first John Wick film, David Leitch, formed. It was David Leitch and Kelly McCormick. Those were the two founders. Now, David Leitch has directed a chunk of the films that come out. Not all of them, but he did, well, he did Bullet Train and he did The Fall Guy. So it's not fair to say a chunk, but he's done a couple. And officially the first film they released as a company, as well as other places like Lionsgate, was John Wick Chapter 3. And then you had I think they bought Nobody from someone or something like that. Kate, which is a movie I forgot I reviewed, Bullet Train, Day Shift, Violent Night, John Wick Chapter 4, The Fall Guy, Love Hurts, Ballerina, Nobody 2, and then they have a series of films coming out. Now, for the most part, those films I listed, I like a good chunk of them, so I am curious, interested, intrigued to see what will happen next from this company. Because usually their kind of action is my cup of tea. I have not seen Nobody 2 yet. No one has requested it, and I've been very, very busy with requests I've gotten, so I haven't really... I don't go out my way to see stuff I don't need to because I have a lot of requests to get to, and those to me come first and foremost because I think that's the least I could do since people are nice enough to pay for it. It'd be the common fucking courtesy for me to concentrate on those first. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. And it's fine because it's been fun. It's been, you guys have been nice and patient and generous. And even through all the hiccups, like right now, my internet, I can upload videos, I could watch videos, but I could stream, but I have to do some wonky stuff and use something else. That's a whole complicated thing, but I've said this before, I'll say it again. They'll take your money in 5 seconds, but they'll take a week to believe you, then they'll take a week or so to fix the shit. So thank you for that, but thankfully I can upload videos and do all that stuff, and that at least is fine. So it could be a lot worse. I know I said this in another video, but just be let off steam Bennett style, so bear with me. But going back on focus, squirrel. Looking through the films that they released as a company, John Wick 3 I really enjoyed. I saw that in the theater. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did not see the trailer. After John Wick 1, I made it a point to not see the trailers to these films and to see these films first and foremost when they came out. John Wick 4, things changed on that, which I'll get to. But John Wick 3, saw it blind, loved it. One of my only issues is, yes, there's some stuff that's unrealistic. The very end when he falls and it's like a damn fucking ping pong. Or what's that game in Price is Right? Plinko? I think it's like the Plinko. That's what he is, like a damn human Plinko. Or what the hell it was called in Price is Right. Just Price is Wrong, bitch. But I hated that scene, but I do really like John Wick 3. I really do enjoy that film. I think it's fun. I think the action scenes are entertaining. I like the whole opening when he's trying to escape and assassins are coming out of the woodwork. I really like Halle Berry and her whole character. The whole shotgun fun in the third act. It's been a while since I've seen John Wick 3. But I do really enjoy it. I know people hate the film. Not teach their own. I'm more of the hating John Wick 4 type. So we all have our picadillos, as one would say. But I love John Wick 3. Nobody was a nice surprise. I'm like Bob Odenkirk as a lead, but he did a really good job as an action hero lead. He's not the typical guy, but his timing, his sense of humor, he handled the action scenes well. I know he had some health issues. I'm glad he's doing better. A lot of people seem to not like Nobody 2, so it makes me be leery on seeing that, unless it's a paid request. But I've heard some kind of meh things on Nobody 2, which I don't know. I'll only know until I ever see it for myself. But the first Nobody was a nice welcome surprise. It was cool to see. Wasn't it Christopher Lloyd? I want to make sure. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Wow, I actually went to the page. Thank you. Don't worry, they'll fuck up in 20 minutes for like 30 seconds. Then it'll be back up to being fine again. But, sorry, I know. Shut the fuck up. Get on the goddamn topic at hand. Stop going around like you goddamn Tourette syndrome. I know. But Nobody was fun. Kate. I didn't give a shit about Kate. I'm like, who the fuck is Kate? Kate Capshaw? No. Kate Winslet? No. I reviewed the film. I barely remember the fucking film. There was a couple decent action bits, but overall, I didn't really care about the story, the character, so I didn't really care. Went to Netflix. Barely anyone saw the film. Bullet Train I did enjoy. Bullet Train was a fun surprise. I thought it had a good energy to it. I like Brad Pitt's character. I like this character kind of falls to the luck. Like almost like his secret superpower is being very lucky. That's like his fate, his karma, is how luck treats him compared to other characters. The guy who played Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat films, he was in the movie. Aaron Taylor Johnson was actually rather good in it, because I was kind of iffy on him as an actor, but he did a really good job in that movie. I like the sense of humor. I like the color scheme. I like that Sandra Bullock has a cameo, as well as Ryan Reynolds and Channing Tatum. Just Brad Pitt did The Lost City with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. It's almost as like, if you do our movie, we'll do cameos in your movie. And then Ryan Reynolds, well, Brad Pitt did a cameo in Deadpool 2. So I guess, hey, Ryan Reynolds, you want to do a cameo in this? Okay, tit for tat. So Bullet Train was a lot of fun. And that did decent business. It did pretty decent business. So I would consider that a hit. Day Shift went to Netflix. I love Day Shift with Jamie Foxx, vampire film. Other than John Wick, I mean, I guess John Wick 2 doesn't really, and 1 don't really fit in this. Because it wasn't officially 87North Productions when John Wick 1 and 2 were a thing. But if they take that John Wick trilogy, to me it's just a trilogy. I was so excited I had to stutter on that. Trilogy. The next thing I would say is my favorite from the company would be Day Shift. I had so much fun with that movie. Jamie Foxx was a lot of fun. Snoop Dogg. I like Dave Franco. I like the whole action scene with Scott Adkins and he plays these two brothers, and Jamie Foxx, they're kicking vampire ass and cutting heads off and shooting with shotguns. You got the Ice-T Body Count in the House, which blew. I was surprised that song was used. I'm like, I haven't heard that fucking song forever. The last time I heard that song was Universal Soldier. Awesome. The villain could have been better. The final battle, I wish there was a bit more to it. So is that perfect? I don't see how it costs $100 million, because I don't see that on the screen. So I don't know if it's a fucking money laundering operation they have there on Netflix, but that's not a $100 million film. It certainly doesn't look it. But I really did have fun with Day Shift. It was one of my favorite films of that year. In fact, I think Day Shift and Bullet Train were in my top 10 of that year. Violent Night, I liked. I thought that film could have used a bit more action, especially the first half. There's really little to no action in the first half. And when it does happen, it's satisfying. I don't mind David Harbour in that role. Are there other ones I could see better? Sure, but I'm not big on David Harbour as a person, but that I like him in the performance as the character, yes. I like some of the references to Home Alone. The director comes from horror, so I like some of the gore, because I think the director did Dead Snow. I particularly like Dead Snow 2, so I like this. It had some gore moments, although some of it was CG, of course. So I like some of the action and violent bits. I just wish there was more in the first half. I thought it took a bit too long for the story to get going. But I liked Violent Night. It was a hit. They're making a sequel. We'll see if they can improve on the pacing. with the sequel. John Wick 4, I'm not a fan of. I know people get perplexed when I say that. I don't like the story that they came up with. I don't like that if this is... I'll believe John Wick 5 when a trailer comes out. But they said... They propped up... Yeah, I know. Nothing is ever the end. But like, oh, this is the end. But they left all these questions. You know, the whole bit where he goes and get his ring back. Did he even get his fucking ring back? I can't remember. But the whole opening in the desert just seemed like a lackluster opening. It seemed like the whole thing was building up to him defeating the High Table. What did you want? Since the first film, we got all these hints about this huge massacre that John Wick did to leave the assassin world. He did something so incredible. He did something so amazing. He did something so impossible that if you do this, you get out. And he did it. And they couldn't believe it, but they let him out. Something that is rarely done. So it had to have been something so stupendous that he became a legend. All these films should be, we see all these inklings, and we see all these good action scenes, but the final bit should be, this is the boogeyman. This is what people were talking about. The legend has come alive. The legend is now front and center in living color. And we see how he completely destroys the High Council and does the impossible dream. As the song in the trailer for John Wick 3 says. Obviously, these films are not realistic. When you get to 3, even 2, they're not in the realm of realism. They're in the realm of escapism. There are no fucking bulletproof fucking shirts that, you know, I need to do this like this Batman's tape. You know. Oh, this is, by the way, the guys at Dip Pit have this shirt on their store, which is cool. So, yeah, like the Melio. I thought that was really cool. But there's no fucking shirts and coats that fucking bulletproof, okay? That don't exist. There's now a whole town of fucking assassins like they did in Ballerina and what the fuck. So we're not in the realm of realism. The reason I brought all that up is because Chad Stahelski's like, how could John Wick have a happy ending? He's talking as if that's an unrealistic idea. Dude, do you think these are realistic movies, motherfucker? You're saying that he can't have that ending because it's not realistic. The entire fucking franchise isn't realistic. Hell, the first film, which I love, is not realistic. None of them are realistic. I think 4 took it too far to even the more realm of cartoon, where he falls through the height of a building like 4 fucking times. He goes down the fucking stairs that look like the stairs from The Exorcist, and he rolls like a Donkey Kong barrel down the whole fucking stairs. You have a goddamn CGI dog hitting the windshield and then pissing in a guy's face, dead skull. I think John Wick 4, what's the phrase? Jumped the shark. In my view, John Wick 4 jumped the shark. Other people disagree. You saw elements of that John Wick 3, but I thought it was... I liked the story, the plot, the stuff, the action, and that more. I didn't give a shit that Scott Adkins has a fucking fat suit for some reason, which has hindered his movements. I didn't give a shit about the one guy with a doll that seemed like a shitty ripoff of Halle Berry's character in John Wick 3. I didn't give a shit about Skarsgård being in his 8th fucking film in 2 years. So yeah, I was not a fan of John Wick 4 for that and a variety of reasons. I thought the ending sucked ass too. Anyway, but that made a lot of money. But sadly, the past 2 years have been horrible for the company. The Fall Guy came out. I thought that it was a fun film, but that was a bomb. That was a complete, utter bomb. But I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie. It had some faults, but The Fall Guy was entertaining. Love Hurts, T-Horde Kwan. That was a complete bomb. Came out earlier this year. I liked it. because I like T. Hoi Kwan. I liked him ever since I saw him in The Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It was cool he got to be the star of the film. I thought he did a good job with the action scenes. He did a good job with his character. He was likable. He was funny. The lady they had in there, she was annoying. She couldn't shut the fuck up fast enough for me. She talked too much. She ruined the film. She was a horrible character. She was annoying as piss in the wind. I'd rather stick my head in a fucking toilet than listen to her fucking dialogue anymore. If you saw the trailer, you saw most of the movie. But I liked the film enough that I gave it, like, yeah, I liked it. Thumbs up. But does it have its issues? Yes. That's a film that you see more on streaming than in theaters. And I guess most people felt that way because it bombed. It did not get a lot of good critical reviews either. So Love Hurts should have been better, but I think the writing and then that character they saddled T. Hoi Kwan with, the lady love interest sidekick, whatever the fuck you want to call it, she was fucking horrible. She was god awful. So, but that bombed. Ballerina bombed. Just people said, why the fuck do I want to see this? Well, first I would say without John Wick, but John Wick technically is in the film. Even that didn't save it. People don't want to see spin-offs of John Wick. People did not want a John Wick universe. Again, listen to the people. Were the people crying out for a John Wick universe? No. So when you keep giving stuff that people don't want, you wonder, why are these films bombing? Because you're giving them stuff they don't want. And you don't give them the stuff they do want. How about 87 North? How about you work with Paramount Nickelodeon and you do a Ninja Turtle film that's like Dread or The Raid Redemption? There's the Shredder Tower, someone is kidnapped, their sensei, Splinter, or someone else, April O'Neil, whatever the fuck, both, whoever. They gotta go up the tower, kick everybody's ass. Sometimes they separate, sometimes it's the four of them together, sometimes it's 2-on-2, two over here, two over there. Explore some of the relationships in quiet times where they gotta rest or recuperate or plan. Get some character moments, have some badass moments for each four of them. Has some sub-bosses, whether Bebop, Rocksteady, whoever the fuck else. Have each turtle get their shine on. And get to the top. The four of them kick Shredder's ass, cut his fucking head off. Or Raphael put his fucking sides in his fucking chest, and then Leo cut his fucking head off. Raph do like the Rambo thing, the Rambo 4. I mean, you can't really do that with a sai, but maybe he sharpens his side. He's got special privileges with the sai. I don't know. Because they're more for blocking. But it's not like the Rambo knife. But, hey, you get embellished. But anyway, just there you go. Do that fucking movie, and probably would have made more money than Love Hurts and Ballerina and some of these other films. But yeah, Love Hurts flopped, The Fall Guy flopped, Ballerina flopped, and Nobody 2 flopped. Now, I did mention this in the reaction to the music video, but I figured I would go a bit more in depth on it. And Ultra Man has asked, do you think the company has peaked? It's hard to say when a company has peaked because you're always thinking, you're always hoping that something surprising will be around the corner. I go, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Like John Wick, no one saw the first John Wick coming. You go, whoa, what the hell is this? But based on their trajectory, they're in for some hurting. Because when The Fall Guy, which was a bigger budget film, bombed, Love Hurts bomb, Ballerina bombs, Nobody 2 is bombing. It cost $25 million. It's only made $14 million. And that's, I think, a film they thought was going to do better because the first Nobody was fun. And then later on, How to Rob a Bank, horrible fucking title. Nicholas Hoult and Zoe Kravitz are your stars. That's from Amazon MGM Studios. I don't even know if that's going to get a theatrical or if it's just going to be on Amazon Prime type of thing. If they try to go put that in the theaters, I don't think it's going to do anything. And that's actually supposed to come out September. Oh, 2026 actually. That film is not going to do shit. How to Rob a Bank is an awful name for a movie. Violent Night 2, it could do the same as Nobody 2. The first Nobody was a nice surprise. Nobody 2 came out and no one gave a fuck. Violent Night 2 could be the same thing. They won't give a fuck, or they'll be like, I'll just wait for streaming. That could very well be the case as well. So Violent Night 2 may do the same shitty business Nobody 2 is doing at the box office. Fast and Loose, Fight, I don't know what these films are. Over Your Dead Body, don't know what that is. Action thriller, Samara Weaving, Jason Segel, Timothy Olyphant. I don't see it do anything. The Pirate, which I think Jason Momoa is involved with. Like I said, the only pirates that succeed is the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's it. So, based on these films, 2026 and Ballerina Overdrive. Why you do not go forward with another fucking ballerina movie? No one gave a shit about the other ballerina movie. The previous ballerina movie, no one gave a shit. It bombed. I know there are people that liked it. I don't. I don't want to see any more ballerina films. And it's funny how the guy asked about John Wick 5 is definitely not on the schedule here. You're not going to see John Wick 5 anytime soon if it occurs. Because it's not for 2026. You'd be lucky if it's 2027. Keanu Reeves is getting older. He's getting slower. He can't do as much as he could before. And to get to his other question, so have they peaked? They may have. Box office wise, they may have peaked with John Wick 4. Who knows? Maybe John Wick 5. That'll be. That, for all we know, that could be the only next hit they would have is doing a John Wick 5. Because if you have enough bombs, then companies are going to kind of stop working with you for a bit. Or give you less money. Or not give you as much leeway. Because when you have box office hits, you have a bit of leeway, a little bit of control. The more flops you have, the less control you have. And they go, well, let's see if someone else is doing it. Do I want to deal with this group who are involved with films that, the past 4 movies have bombed? Goodwill only goes a long way, especially in Hollywood. If there's someone else they sniff that's new and has potential to create more profits, they don't jump on their bandwagon and leave 87 North behind. Such that they're not doing a Day Shift 2. That would be the thing I would honestly want to see as a Day Shift 2. Because I like the first one so much. But I don't think it's in the cards. Maybe the first one didn't do as well as they wanted. Probably because it cost too fucking much money. Again, I don't know why it cost that much money. But I still quite liked the film. But yeah, I think all these other films, Ballerina Overdrive, Fast and Loose, Fight, you're either not going to see much of them. If they get in the theaters, is that going to do much? Or is it going to go straight to streaming like Amazon Prime or some other thing? Fast and Loose is Netflix, so there you go. And I don't hear much about them. The only one of these you don't hear a little bit about is Violent Night 2. And who knows if that'll do anything, like I said. And as for John Wick 5, I think that the Chad Stahelski, isn't he doing a Highlander film? And then isn't he wanting to do like Ghosts of Tsushima or something else? I forget the name of it. I thought it said something with Ghosts in the title, like based on a video game. I forget what the title is. But if he's busy with that, and Keanu Reeves ain't going to do it without the director, granted, if Highlander or something else bombs, which I think it will, a lot of times those companies will go back to the sure thing because, I need a sure thing, or they think it's a sure thing to become a hit, so that, this guy's the golden boy again, so we'll give you leeway to do another film that you actually want to do. If you give us a hit film, maybe we'll give you a film that gives you more leeway. Give us the movie for us, then you'll have the movie for you, whatever artistic drive you want to have. So he could always call back to John Wick 5 if and when Highlander bombs. I think it will bomb. I would be surprised if it's a hit. Because I think people would be like, why the fuck is there a Highlander remake and why would I go see it? Hey, could surprise me. You never know. Or to be like the Crow remake, reboot, which was the shits and bombed like it deserved. John Wick 5, if it ever gets made, it's not going to be for quite a few years. And Keanu Reeves is going to be older, he's going to be slower, he's going to be more broken down. And what are you going to do? Are you going to make it that John Wick 4 ending didn't matter? Well, then that makes John Wick 4, a good chunk of that movie, kind of pointless. Or at least the whole third act pointless. Well, I guess some could say, well, it's not pointless. It was a complicated way of faking his own death and escaping. Okay. Well, it's going to be an overcomplicated way to solve a problem that they shouldn't have made in the first place. The retcon stuff. And then for what purpose? For him to die again? You don't bring him back to kill him off again? Or you don't bring him back so he could be on the run again and have no satisfaction? So, there are people who do like the ending of John Wick 4. I don't, but there's people that do. If you made John Wick 5 and you follow through in those footsteps, you're going to piss those people off. They'll be, oh, you just milking the franchise. You should have just ended on John Wick 4. So you don't piss those people off. And Chad and Keanu seem, at least especially Chad Stahelski, seems like they like that ending too. If you make it where John Wick is alive again, then it's like, well, okay, again, are you just going to kill him off again? Are you just going to have him be on the run? And it's like, okay, well, so you're back to where you were at the end of John Wick 3 or John Wick 4. Like, what story are you going to tell that's not going to end up at the end of 3 or 4? 3, he's hurt, he's on the run, or either 2, he's on the run, 3, they think he's dead but he's hiding, or 4, as of now, he's dead. Whichever ending you don't pick is going to be one of those 3. If you did a John Wick 5 and you ended where he finally fucks up the table, the whole gives us the boogeyman, the holy shit apocalypse is now coming out of John Wick's soul. It kills everybody, 100 fucking people. Flamethrowers, axes, sharp sticks, chainsaws, fucking dildos, whatever the hell. Just kills everybody. Escapes. He's in a cottage in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing. And he's got a dog that he has. And maybe he has a new dog. He has 2 dogs this time. Sit by a fireplace. He sleeps. He's got the picture of his wife. He relaxes. He's now at rest. There you go. Fade to black. You want to do that? I'm in. Otherwise, fuck off, movie. Fuck off. I don't want to see it. I got burned with John Wick 4. I don't want to get burned again. Cue the CSI theme song. Won't get fooled again. No, fuck that shit. I also got so tired of people like, yeah, I can't believe that can't believe you hate John Wick 4. Well, I did. Tough. I can't believe you hated it. Yeah, I did. I love the first 3. You just hate the... yeah, I think the ending sucks, the beginning sucks, and the middle sucked. For all the reasons I said in that hour-long review. So, no, I don't think they can redeem themselves unless they did what I said. And they won't. Either A, it'll never get made, or B, they won't do it. I mean, for all I know, they'll make some weird plot where John Wick is dead, but then I don't know, he's in, I don't know. It's going to get fucked up either way. Just how it is. So, the answer to the question he had, no, I do not think they can redeem themselves with John Wick 5. I'm cynical. I would love to be surprised. Nobody was a nice surprise. Bullet Train was a nice surprise. Day Shift was a nice surprise. Go ahead, please surprise me. Extraction 1 and 2 I liked. I didn't, okay, Chris Hemsworth has a bad track record. Those I thought were pretty good. Please surprise me. Please. surprise the shit out of me with John Wick 5. I will love it. That's what I want. That's not usually what we get. Sometimes, but sometimes, yeah, the Crow reboot was shit. Yeah, Jurassic Park 7 Rebirth was shit. Yeah, Ghostbusters, with chits shooting the ghosts in the dick was shit. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding. Sometimes you just see, and you don't need that fucking cube, the 8-ball, to tell you what's going to happen next. So I don't think John Wick 5 will redeem themselves. I think they'll fuck it up. Just like they, in my opinion, fucked John Wick 4 up. And then on top of that, if they peaked, Sally, I mean, yeah. At least box office success-wise, unless they do a John Wick 5, I mean, that could make money, at least opening weekend. Then depend on word of mouth. I mean, hey, people love John Wick 4, they probably would love John Wick 5 as well, regardless of whatever. Just my eyes. I mean, the last film I truly loved from them was Day Shift, although I did like The Fall Guy. So, I'll give The Fall Guy. I'll say The Fall Guy. I liked. Love Hurts I liked, but it has its issues, and it's a messy film. But I want to like that film more because I really like T. Hoi Kwan. I think it was disservice the script he got and that shitty co-star. Nobody 2 again haven't seen. Can't confirm, deny what kind of film it is. A lot of people like John Wick 4, so they would say they peaked with John Wick 4. To be either Day Shift or The Fall Guy is probably the peak of enjoyment for me, and then they kind of gone downhill. Well, they went downhill with John Wick 4, honestly. John Wick 4 to me was the downhill slope. For me. Like, John Wick 4 was right at the bottom, then The Fall Guy, then Love Hurts, and then fucking Ballerina. How to Rob a Bank. How about How to Fuck a Duck? That'll be the next one. It'll be Duck Hunt, the video game. Only I'm shooting ducks like this. The dog. No, the dog. The dog is going to be like that fucking CGI dog in that Harrison Ford film. Only he's got a shotgun they stole from the hunter. The ducks killed the hunter in Duck Hunt. And the dog wants the revenge. So now he wants to kill all the fucking ducks. And it'll be point of views. And it'll be the heavy metal. Whatever the fuck that music is. It'll be How to Fuck a Duck, the Duck Hunt movie, directed by David Leitch. Ryan Reynolds will voice fucking the dog, I don't know, or the duck. Ryan Reynolds will voice one of the ducks, I don't fucking know. Have Carl Urban voice the dog, I don't fucking know. Anyway, John Wick 5 I think will suck. I don't think they can redeem themselves. Sally, I think as of right now, the company has peaked. I love for them to come out with a movie and surprise Xiaomi, but again, this year has not been great for them. All their films have bombed. Their future ones don't look like much of them are going to be hits anyway. What kind of title is Fight? What a lazy fucking title. They'll probably change that title. The Pirate? What, the Butt Pirate? Might as well be called the Butt Pirate. How to Rob a Bank. What's next? How to Throw a Football. How to Kick a Soccer Ball. How to Punch a Mime. All these other fucking titles. Anyway. So, that's my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching. Take care. I like a lot of the company stuff, but I don't see a good future for them right now. But, let it be proven wrong. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now. Quick side note. I guess Atomic Blonde was part of that company. I guess. Because other websites are saying it, but it's not on their Wikipedia page. That's part of their company. I don't blame them because I think Atomic Blonde fucking sucked. No wonder I forgot it. And apparently 87 North Productions Wikipedia forgot it too because it's not on their fucking list. But if Atomic Blondes, well, David Leitch did direct it, so maybe, whatever. Fuck that movie. I thought that movie sucked. Atomic Blonde. So yeah, no wonder I forgot it. For good reason. Fuck that movie. So now it's done. Later.